So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this dress. One shoulder dress with a-line on the other side, a-line sleeve on the other side. So for that, I'm going to be using this fabric here, and then it's about 3 yards of fabric and it's cut by 60. So guys, this is it here. I'm cutting my front top bodice now. I'm not going to be using zip at the back. I want my zip to be by the side. So that's why I cut my front and my back panel to be the same. But if you don't want to do that and you want to have your zip at the back, just add about extra like 1.5 inch to the back panel, just to extend it a little to accommodate your zip. But my zip is going to be coming with the side seam, so I don't need to add any extra at the back, at the center back for my back panel. So now I'm going to start cutting out the body. So the first thing I'm going to do is to insert my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. That's 16 inches divided by 2. That's how I got the 8. So I'm going to mark down here and insert my armhole, which is 20 divided by 2 is 10. I'm going to connect it all the way up here. Sorry, all the way straight like this. And then I'm going to remove 1 inch for my shoulder slope. And then I'm going to come in here and mark my neckline. So I'm going to be using 3 inches of neckline. And then I'm going to connect this shoulder slope to this neckline here. And then from here, I'm also going to give it a curve for my armhole. And then just putting in my normal basic bodice here. And then for my bust, the fold of this fabric is basically using my bust measurement. My bust is 42 divided by 4 is going to be 10.5 plus extra 1 inch of seam allowance. So I'm going to mark that here. That's 11.5. And then my waist that I'm working with, like I said before, is 34 divided by 4 is going to be about 8.5 inches. I'm going to add extra 2 inches to that, 1 inch of darting and 1 inch of seam allowance. So that's going to be 10.5. I'm going to mark that here, and then I'm going to connect it to the bust. So at this point now, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this part, cut out this here, and then to the waist. And then also don't forget to insert your neckline. So I'm going to just come down here by 3 inches for my front neckline and just mark that here. But I'm just going to cut out this part here and then open it up to give it my one shoulder. So guys, now that I've cut it off, I'm also going to show you guys my dart. So my dart is basically my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. For me, that's going to be 8. I'm going to come up here 1 inch before my bust line. So that's going to be somewhere here. And then I'm going to connect it this way. Mark half an inch on this side, half an inch on this side, and then connect it. So this is going to be my breast dart for the front, but my dart at the back is going to be at the same 4 inches in, which is here. So 4 inches in from this line here, but then the one at the back is going to go all the way up to my chest line, which is somewhere here. So I'm going to connect it all the way up here and then use half an inch on each side and then connect it the same way. So this is how my dart at the back is going to be, just something like this. So you're just going to pick it and then make a stitch all the way like this, angle it to the end like a bow. And then now the next thing you're going to do now, so to open it up and show you guys how I'm going to mark my one shoulder. So guys, now you're going to, from this center line here, you're going to come down. You can come down by 6 inches or you can come down by 5.5. It depends on you how low you want it to be at the center, but you have to come down enough that it's not choking you on the neck. You can't use the 3 inches neckline. No, you have to come down a little bit further. So now I'm also going to extend this here by half an inch. I'm going to move away from the neckline by half an inch. From where, because this was our initial neckline, right, where we marked our 3 inches, but now I'm going to make it 3 by 3.5. So I moved away like 5.5 away from there, and then I'm going to connect it all the way to this part here like this, and then I'm going to connect it down into this armhole. So guys, this is mine here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So I'm going to put in my zip on this side of the armhole. So this is where my zip, with using the same seam allowance that I have here, this is where my zip is going to fall in, just like how you normally you have already your 1 inch of seam allowance. This is where my zip will fall in. But then remember, I still have to put in a sleeve on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out that sleeve now. So guys, to cut the sleeve, you're just going to fold your fabric in an angle form, just like in a pointy angle form like this. Flip it over this way, and then you're going to come down and figure out where your armhole fits in. So my armhole is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So I'm going to find out where 10 will fit in all the way from the top, and it fits in right at this line here. So I went ahead and marked a straight line on this part here. And then now all I have to do is just to mark, come up here by 4 inches for my sleeve height, cap height, sorry, and then I'm going to angle it this way on this line from that point to this point here. Mark it down here all the way like this, and then figure out halfway through is going to be about 5.5. Mark that here, and then I'm going to give it a smaller curve at the bottom, and then another curve at the top part here to make this part. So this is going to be my sleeve. And then from this point of these 4 inches that I marked up here, I'm going to go down here and insert my sleeve length. So the length of this sleeve is going to be, so guys, from that line I followed that 4 inches straight, and then I put in my sleeve length. So the sleeve length I'm working with is 23. I added 1 inch of seam allowance, half an inch of joining it to this top part, and half an inch of using bias because I want to mix Akara with this fabric. So I'm going to be using Akara as the bias. So that's 24 inches. I used just 1 inch, but if you want to fold it on itself, then use 1.5 inches plus your sleeve length. So 1 inch would be to fold the end, and half an inch would be to join it to the shoulder of the top. So this is basically it here. I marked it all the way around here. So at this point now, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my sleeve. So guys, right now this is what I'm working with. The bottom part is a circle skirt, so I'm going to cut out. So guys, now I'm going to spread this out and fold it into two so that I can cut my bottom part. So guys, right now I've gone ahead and folded my fabric into two, and then I'm going to go ahead and insert my measurement. So what I need first is my 0.14, because I'm cutting a circle. I'm going to insert a video on how to cut the circle, but this is just a I'm using half a circle for it. So I'm going to be dividing it by 3.14, and it's folded into two. So that's what I did here is basically your waist measurement. My waist is 34 plus extra 2 inches for my zip allowance, which is 36, divided by 3.14. 3.14 because I'm trying to carve a circle here. But if you're trying to cut full circle, then you're going to fold your fabric into 4 and divide by 6.28, which I already have a tutorial on how to cut this circle on my channel. So the next thing I'm going to do is, after folding my fabric into two now, I've divided my waist. So what I have here is about 11.5. So from this angle here, I'm going to just insert 11.5 all the way around like this. So guys, after inserting your waist, now the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead and insert the length of your skirt. So whatever you want the length of the skirt to be, you're going to measure from this point here and add that. So for me, mine is going to be about 28. So that's including my seam allowance. So 28 is what I have. So that should be somewhere here. And then I'm going to pull up my tape again. And then I know that's at 40. So I'm going to place my tape and mark 40 all over to the end. So guys, now I've marked it here, and then I've marked it. So this is the body of my skirt. This is the waist. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out now. So guys, I've cut out what I need to cut out. This is now my skirt here. So I'm going to go ahead and couple my outfit together. This is it. I've gone ahead and coupled it. So basically, I picked my darts in front, picked the darts for the back, joined the shoulder, put in my sleeve, right? And then I closed up the seam all the way to this point. I measured my waist to make sure that it's exactly the waist I want it to be. And then I attached the bottom of my circle. So basically, you just join the shoulder of your top bodice, put your two darts, and then fix in the sleeve. Close up the side and then fix in the circle. As you can see, the only seam at that circle is coming to this point where my zip is on the side. And then you see what I did here, because like I was telling you guys, I want to use another Akara fabric to just finish up my hem instead of folding it like how you normally hem the end of your clothes. So I decided I'm going to use this just to give it some color, because this blue is just dark. so I gave it some color at the end. I just use this like how you use bias. I already have a video on how to use bias, so you don't really see this color until the wind blows, but you just see a hint of the color around. I also did the same thing for the sleeve. I basically just use this all over my cloth. I used it around the sleeve too, and then that's what I also used for my neckline. I just used the color to finish it, just so that it has some color to it. I didn't make it in such a way that it will be more visible. It's just like a hint of the color that you're seeing. And then I also gave it a dart here before putting in the bias. I just picked a 1-inch dart at the top part here, so that the bust part will not be gaping open. So I just gave it a dart here. So that's basically it for the body of this dress. And then guys, if you want your circle, because if you look at the picture at the moment, you will see that her own has a pleat here. So if you want yours to have a pleat here, instead of using your waist measurement divided by 3.14, you might, that's your waist, because what we used was our waist measurement plus 2 inches for the zip, and then divided it by 3.14. But what you can do is, like mine was, my waist measurement plus the 2 inches for my zip allowance, and then I added extra like 6 inches to it, and then divided it by 3.14. That will help you have enough flare at the waist so that you can be able to add in this plate here. You can do plus extra 6 inches, 5 inches, it depends on you. So I did mine that way so that I got extra fabric at the waist so that I can be able to use it for this plate here. So guys, for the strap that I'm putting here, I also want, because I can just go ahead, fold this here, flip it inside out, and then it will be the strap on this side. But I don't want to do that. I also want a hint of this color here. So I used 1 inch of Akara fabric and about 3.5 inches width of this one here. The length in total is about 16 inches. That's including my half an inch for tacking it down here and half an inch for tacking it at the back. So what I'm going to do is just fold this into 2 this way. And then I'm going to take this Akara fabric also, fold it into 2 this way. And then I'm going to fix it in between here and then place this on top this way. And then I'm going to just sew it all the way down. When I'm done, I'll flip it inside out and iron it. So guys, this is it here. You see, when I flip it inside out, you see this will come out here. So that's basically it. I'm just going to take it the way it is now, and then I'm going to take it and insert it here on the other side of the sleeve, and that will be it. So that's basically, just tack it down following the seam, and then tack the one at the back following the seam. So that's basically it. You don't have to do it if you don't like this design. You can always just use lining for yours and fold your fabric like normal. You don't have to do this particular method of using a different color. This is just me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.